So here's my critique of this front squat. Starts actually here as you come out of the rack. The first thing I would do is bring your butt back a little bit more at the start. You want to have your hips set backward more when you actually start moving and pick the weight up. If your hips are directly under you when you pick it up, like you are here kind of leaning back, it's going to be less stable as the weight gets heavier. So hips back a little bit more when you pick it up, and really feel the pressure of the bar on both of your feet evenly, and then step back. As far as the actual movement here, pretty solid. You can play it. You squat down fine. Depth is good. Come up. Your torso is pretty long, and you have kind of longer femurs, so you're going to lean over a little bit more than a lot of people. You see how far forward your knee is relative to your toe. That's not bad. It's just that understand that you're in this position, you're going to be tipped over more than somebody with a really short leg. So pretty good overall on the descent. The ascent is fine as well. The one thing we can see right here is that your hips kind of kick back a tiny bit. There's a little bit of caving in your upper back, but it's really minor. This also looks like a pretty light weight. With heavy weights, you might struggle more in that area. Let's see from the other angles. So from the front, we can see right away something's going on with your hip. So you see how your right foot is pointed that direction and your left foot's pointed that direction. Obviously those aren't perfect markers, but you've got some kind of hip thing going on, and you can see that your right hip is lower than your left hip is lower than your right hip. So you might want to work on some kind of hip shift stuff. Maybe check out some videos online about fixing hip shift. See if there's anything wrong there. You may not notice it now, but as time goes on, you get stronger. You might find that you have an unequal distribution of weight on one hip or the other. As far as the actual mechanics of the squat here, they look pretty solid. I would also just suggest turning that your left foot out a little bit, because it's definitely not even with the right. Oh, look at this. Yeah, so yeah, I just saw this. Yeah, it looks like it is a big issue. I would check out Juggernaut Training YouTube, jtsstrength.com or whatever, and then search under Fixing Hip Shift, and you'll notice the breathing and bracing drills to help you reset your pelvic position and kind of fix that stuff. But that's going to cause you problems if you don't take care of it, later on. And one more angle here. Let's see. Good squat mechanics. You come down, all right. It looks like you get a little bit too much pressure on your heel. See how you rock backward? Go backward too far there. I'd like to see you actually have pressure distributed more on the center of your foot. Right, well, no, not there. More on the front part of your foot here, right in front of your shin. And then the first thing I would have you do is bend the knee and break your knee first rather than your hip first. Oh, let's go backward. So see how your hips go back first? You go hips back, then your knees come forward. I'd rather your knee goes forward, then your hips go back, and then you execute the squat. All right, pretty good.